Hi guys, I'm Emily, your local guide. And this video is the full guide to Alipay, which will help you solve all the questions in just one video. So in this video, we will talk about the following topic. The first, how to register, link your bank card, and complete ID verification. Number 2, how to use Alipay to take the subway and buses. Number 3, how to use the share bikes. 4, rent a power bank. And 5, how to place orders at restaurants with Alipay, so no more worries about no English menus. And number 6, how to order food delivery. So if you're only interested in some of the topic, just jump to the corresponding chapter. Let's begin. So when it comes to Alipay, these two questions are most frequently asked. Number 1, do I need a Chinese phone number? And number 2, do I need to verify my identity? It is troublesome to do so. The answer to the first question is absolutely no. You can sign in Alipay with your phone number from whichever country you come from. And for all the functions that we will mention in this video, I have checked the social media, and there are many people say they have already succeeded with their own number without a Chinese phone number, okay? And the answer to the second question is kind of very tricky because Alipay officially states that you do not need to do ID verification. You just need to fill in your personal information and link your bank card to use Alipay as long as your payment do not exceed 500 USD limit. However, I've seen many complaints on social media saying that their Alipay was working just fine, but suddenly one day it just stopped working. This is likely because the Alipay accounts that do not complete ID verification are easily identified as risky accounts by the system. So to avoid this kind of sudden interruption during your trip, it's better to finish this ID verification same before you come to China or maybe at the first 2 days when you land in China. Now, let me walk through the entire process. First, after downloading Alipay from App Stores or Google Play outside of China, you will immediately see this registration page on the first screen. Here you can just choose your country code and register with your home phone number. And after the sign up, the home page will show a module saying add credit or debit card. And here you can enter your bank card number and related information to complete the card binding. So theoretically, after finishing these two steps, you can already start using Alipay. But however, it is not possible to test whether your card works before you land in China. So therefore, remember to bring at least 2 or 3 cards with you so that in case one of the card doesn't work, you can always change to another card. And next, we will continue with the ID verification. So first, you tap Mine in the bottom right corner of Alipay, and then the tap Setting icon on the top right corner. And then just select Account and Security. And the next step is the Identity Information. So here I'm showing you an interface where the ID verification has already been completed. So it could be slightly different from yours. But anyway, here you can find the place to upload your passport photo following the instructions. So my husband is just renewing his passport, so he helped me getting this screenshot. So you can see here that after he submitted his passport photo, the system says that it is now undergoing some review, which could be finished in 1 hour. My husband did this around 9 p.m. and he actually received the result in just 5 minutes. That was much quicker than I thought. And because like 5 years ago, he said like this took him 2 days. So that's a huge improvement, and so lucky for you. And at this point, everything is ready for your Alipay. In China today, very few people still buy prepaid transportation card because Alipay is just so convenient. So both at the subway station turnstiles and the car readers on the bus, there is a QR code scanner for Alipay. But note that this QR code is not your Alipay payment code. So it's a dedicated transportation code located in the third icon from the top. Whenever you arrive in a new city, you need to have a new transportation code for that city. Usually the app will automatically locate your city, but if not, you can manually select the city at the top. Next, you will need to click through some buttons to indicate that you agree with the rules. No verification is required, just click through. Okay, now understand. Note that subway and buses use different QR codes, so remember to switch it here when you are changing transportation method. Bikes are wonderful vehicles to travel around in a city, especially in Beijing, because a lot of attractions are just 2 or 3 meters away from each other. So bikes travels faster than taxi or subways in that situation. Currently, there are 3 types of share bikes in China: the blue ones, the yellow ones, and the green ones. The blue ones, which is called the HelloBike, might be the best for international travelers because they are the strategic partner of Alipay. And I've checked a lot of posts from the SNS and they say it works perfectly fine with the ID verified Alipay and you don't need to have a Chinese phone number to do anything. Now, on a share bike, there are QR codes both on the handlebars and under the seat. You can directly scan the QR code with Alipay. The HelloBike mini program will automatically pop up. The first time you use HelloBike, you need to agree to log in with your Alipay account. Here it will say you need real name verification. Here you can use the Alipay certification since you have already done the ID verification in Alipay at the beginning. Now you're ready to use the HelloBike. Tap Depart right now and then Unlock.
Hello, 单车。
When returning the bike, you need to slide the bar to the right after you park the bike properly. Then it will show the fee and remember to click to pay it. If you're using the bike frequently, you can check those day passes and coupons to save money. If your destination is very crowded, you may be required to park in a designated area. You need to check the map in the mini program to find the correct location, or just look down on the ground to find those marks. There are Bluetooth beacons embedded underneath. A dead phone with no battery is everybody's nightmare, but fortunately we have this kind of shared power banks almost everywhere in China. You can easily find them in restaurants, cafes, and tourist centers. There are many brands here. We have Meituan, Energy Monster, Jiedian or Xiaodian. They are all reliable brands. Now, when you find a machine, you can just directly scan the QR code with your Alipay. Then a mini program will pop up. And here again, you need to click through some buttons to say that you agree with the terms and allow it to use your location. Now, many brands charge by minutes, but some older ones may charge by hours or half an hour. Now, the mini program will ask for access of your phone number. Then it will ask for a Sesame credit score for deposit-free rentals. So this credit score is based on your Alipay records. Since you are new Alipay users, you may not have the enough score to have a deposit-free rental, so you may need to pay a deposit, which is usually 99 yuan. Now the mini program will show which power bank you can use in the machine. I just showed you a whole process of renting a Meituan Power Bank, and this one is for Energy Monster, and the process is pretty much the same. Do not instinctively tap this big button on the page after you get the power bank, because this button means you want to buy the power bank for like 99 yuan and it's totally not worth it. When you want to return the power bank, you can directly put it into a vacant slot on the machine. And then tap the refresh button on your mini program, then it will show this rental is finished. About power banks, there are 2 pro tips that you should know. The first thing is you can return the power bank to a different position as long as you can find the machine of the same brand. You can find a map in your mini program which shows the nearby power bank stations. Just a heads up, when you do this, the system will keep billing even if you've stopped charging your phone. Here is a little trick that only a few locals know. So if there is no place for you to return the power bank nearby, or you check those machines and they're all full so you cannot return your power bank, you can try to pause the charges in the mini program. So here you can tap the customer service button and select this one saying the currently inconvenient to return, blah, blah. So this customer service robot will help you stop charging for the next 24 hours. So this gives you more time to find the place to return the power bank. However, according to Chinese social media, this feature is only available for Meituan, which is the yellow one. I didn't find the similar thing for other brands yet. Another tip is, if you have paid a deposit, remember to check if you have got the refund before you leave China. So some brands will automatically return the deposit once you have returned the power bank, but some other brands may require you to apply for the refund manually. So you can tap this Personal Center or Mine button on the homepage of your mini program, and then you'll find the place to check your deposit. If you can't remember which power bank brand you used after a few days, you can just tap this button on the Alipay homepage to view the mini program you've used recently. In China, you'll find that 99% of the restaurants do not have an English menu, and what might be even weirder is that when you walk into a beverage shop, you'll find that all the stops are busy making drinks and no one really take order. So that's when you really need Alipay to help you translate the menu and also complete order and payment online. To show you an example, I'm now in a small restaurant near my home. It's 20 kilometers away from the city center. There's not a single tourist and not a single word in English. So if it works here, it should work everywhere. So here you see each table has a QR code. Just scan it with Alipay. Then the restaurant's menu appears. It's in Chinese, but no problem, just click Automation Translation. So let's see. While some of the translations are a bit odd, but I think it's enough for you to make the decision. And the good thing is, most Chinese restaurant menus have photos. So here you can directly add the food you want in the cart and then place the order. For those small restaurants, they may require you to pay in advance, and in big restaurants, usually you pay after you finished. In a cafe or bubble tea shop, you can also find a QR code to order. Finally, if you really want to try living like a Chinese, you absolutely gotta experience the food delivery. Just imagine with only $4 to $6, you can have a hot meal appear at your door in only 30 minutes. For food delivery, actually the biggest brand in China is Meituan. It takes about 70% of the market share. And the second biggest one is the Ele.me. I tried both mini programs on Alipay, but I found the Meituan one is kind of like shit when it is translated into English. So maybe Ele.me it's kind of better for you if you need to read English. So you open the Ele.me mini program and then translate the page into English. You can tap the first icon on the upper left corner to enter the page for food. Here you can browse to find merchant that interests you. You can also pick for category here like Chinese, pizza, hamburger, Japanese, whatever. And then you can check the menu of the vendor and add the food you like in the cart. When placing your order, you need to fill in your delivery address. The system will automatically locate you, but please confirm that it reflects your hotel name. You also need to provide a phone number, but since you don't want to receive a call anyway, you can just put in random digit. And down below this page, there's a place to leave remarks. Here you can just copy those Chinese words from a translator app, saying things like, "Don't call me, give it to the hotel reception." Okay, I think that's all the wonderful functions of Alipay that will help you a lot in China. So if you have more questions, please do not hesitate to ask me in the comments. And if you like this video, please subscribe or give me a thumb up so that more people can see it. I'm Emily, see you next time, bye bye!